Hi guys, I'm going to do a quick video here. This is mainly just going to be an audio check. I spent a lot of money on a new camera and a new microphone, and apparently they're both junk because nobody at YouTube could hear me anymore. So I'll switch back. This is the old camera, this is the old microphone. I may still have to tweak some settings. If you guys can't hear me still, please let me know, and I'll I don't know, tweak some settings, try to throw more money at it or whatever. Just because this is a pool channel, just to give me something to talk about while I do this sound check thing. I'm just going to talk a little bit about this cue, which has been on my channel, talked about several times. This is my Schon R12. This is my oldest possession. I bought this in the spring, March or April. April is 1991. And all during my heyday, my best days of shooting was with this cue. Some of my biggest losses, some of my biggest victories were all with this cue. This is the stock shaft. In about 2001, I started playing with some low score shafts, but still with the same butt, up to about 2010. Last March, and just in case you're watching this in the far future at some museum or whatever, last March was March of 2023. I did a little competition down here in my basement, me against me, but with different cues. I pick up a cue, shoot with it for a few days, and then pick up another cue, shoot with it for a few days. And kind of getting whittled down. I wanted to find out which cue do I shoot best with. Not what's prettiest, not what's most expensive, not what has the most street cred, and which cue do I shoot best with. And that tournament, which I called March Madness, I stole that from the NCAA in case you didn't guess that. That tournament was won extremely handily by this cue, this Schon R12. Surprised me because I hadn't played with this setup, stock shaft, this butt, since the turn of the century. But my inner pool player apparently still remembered how to shoot with this thing. And I couldn't really argue with it. It kind of halfway made sense, I guess. I mean, I didn't really believe it, but I had to because I was looking right at the results. It was a night and day difference. How well I shot with this compared to how well I shot with anything else I tried. It's not like I stunk up the place with anything else. But I shot so much better with this. So much more playing by feel, which I try to do. My inner pool player recognized this cue. That's really all I can say about it. So, when I was doing this March Madness tournament, a part of me is thinking, I'm going to find out what I shoot best with, and then that's going to be my main cue. And when I thought that, yeah, that's what I'll do. That makes sense. I'll do that. But then this cue won, and I did switch. And I was talking about this a couple of nights ago to a guy about this tournament I had and all this jazz. And he asked a question that a lot of you guys might be asking right now. Well, why didn't I switch? If this was determined to be my best playing cue, the cue I play best with, why didn't I switch to it? Why didn't I? I have some reasons. And I'm not saying that these are all legitimate reasons. Some are probably a little bit better than others, but these are my reasons. One is I have a lot of pool cues. I have a lot of pool cues that are fairly expensive, fairly prestigious. They have a lot of street cred. Southwest, Tesbrell, Tim Scruggs, Richard Black. I have a Nitty that's really expensive. A couple Carmelis. I mean, I have some nice cues. Did I want to put one of those away? Put them all away, I guess, and shoot with a Schon. Shoot with the Schon that I shot with 35 years ago. And part of my brain, the ego part of my brain, said, no, you don't want to do that. You will never be happy putting your Southwest, for example, in a case so you can play with your Schon. And I kind of had to admit, yeah, even though it doesn't make any sense, I want to shoot with what I play best with and all that, it makes sense. I was not going to be happy knowing I had all this much better equipment and I wasn't using, because I was using something that I've had for 35 years. Okay, that was one reason. Another reason is, this is not going to show up on camera, okay, is this cube, this shaft, this is the original shaft, has a little bit of a warp in it. And it's really hard for me to even see it when I'm playing. I can see it like right here. I can see it'll raise up, drop down, raise up, drop down. I can see that. Sometimes when I'm shooting a shot, I can see, well, wow, I'm not getting as much right English as I thought, for example. But then if I rotate the cube, then I can get the right English out of the thing. But it's there, but it's not so much there that you want to vomit or anything. The shaft is not shaped like a question mark or anything like that. I think the reason this is the case is because I took several years off of playing pool. And in the first 6 months of those several years, this cue sat right here on the table. Pretty much how suddenly I quit. And over the months that this cue sat right here, there was an Irish linen wrap on it at the time. And of course, the oils from my hand had seeped into the Irish linen wrap. And because it sat here, those oils would seep down into the cloth, and they had seeped down into the slate. And still to this day, this was, oh crap, maybe like 18 years ago, there's a stain in my slate right about here because of this cue setting for as long as it did. I think that's where the shaft worked a little bit. Or from sitting all the time. And I do feel bad about it, yes I do. But that varies. So that's another reason. Another reason is that this cue does not take an extension. Any of the cues that I've had over the last few years will take an extension. And for some reason that's really important to me. I don't use an extension very often, but when I need one, it's nice to have it. There are people that make extensions for a Schon, but the ones that I have seen, of course, you have to replace the bumper to get a new one that will accept the extension. They've been ugly. They've just been ugly. And no, I haven't found one yet where I'm willing to spend any money to make my cue ugly. If somebody comes out with a bumper replacement that can accept an extension that still looks halfway decent, it doesn't have to look original. I just want it to look halfway decent, or I don't want to vomit, then I would imagine that's what I'll do. And at that point, I'll think again about switching to this cue as my main cue. Along the same lines of, I've got the Southwest attached grill, Richard Black, and all that, the street cred type of thing. I really want to go back to just a Schon. That's probably the biggest thing. It's probably the stupidest reason. Just the ego part of me that doesn't want to go back to a cue with rounded points. Oh my God, they're rounded points. I shot with a cue with rounded points for an awful damn long time, and it didn't bother me then. But now just the mere thought of it really bothers me. And so here I sit. There may be other reasons that I did not switch back to this cue, but those are the main ones that I just didn't. I couldn't bring myself to do it, and I knew if I did it, I would regret it. Either a constant low regret, or a much bigger regret every now and then, like when I wanted an extension. So there we sit. This guy gets stored in my case, just like most of my other cues. And I continue to use my Southwest right now as my main cue. And that's just the way it is, and I'm not seeing that really changing. I wish I shot as well with my Southwest as I shoot with this cue. I don't. And I guess I'm just willing to live with that. I'm willing to live with shooting worse just so I have a Southwest, a shooting with a Southwest, because of the ego thing again I was talking about. It means a lot to me to be proud of what I'm shooting with. And I should be proud of this cue, which is an almost 35-year-old Schon that's in fantastic condition and that I play really well with, but I'm not. When I shoot with this cue, sure, I may shoot really well, but I'm not proud of it. I should be. Maybe once it gets to be 45 years old, then maybe at that point I'll go, okay, this is good enough for me. It's so stupid. And I'm not saying it's not stupid. I'm hoping that anybody watching this that is in like a similar situation, I hope they decide, hey, I'm going to shoot with what I shoot best with, and not what is the coolest cue. What I've done is I've decided I'm going to keep shooting with the coolest cue and take the cue that I shoot best with and put it in storage. Now, I'm not proud of this, but it is a fact. And there we are. This is this video and this audio test again. Let me know, can you hear me at all? I really hope you can. Thanks, guys.